Wow, I've not done this shit in about 3 months. I'll go into where I've been and shit at the very end of the video so I don't be taking up a lot of time. But the basics of it are I was gone and now I'm back and starting off strong. A Trip at Night review. I'm about 3 to 4 weeks late for this shit, but Trippie Redd is my favorite artist and I can't just pass up on talking about this album. So, anyways, without further ado, let's get started. So, with this album review and any review I do in the future, it'll be split into 4 categories: production, lyrics, features, and songs. Production will include shit like the beats and the flow. The lyrics are pretty obvious. Is the artist speaking on some deep shit or is he talking about basic shit? That kind of thing. And I feel like features is pretty obvious too. Who did the artist get on this album? Who was good and who was shit? That kind of thing. And songs is pretty obvious too. Is the song good or is the song's shit? And I'll be scoring them out of 10 for an overall rating of something out of 30 or out of 40 at the end of the video. Now, let's get started.
Yeah, yeah. Holy fucking smokes, I got my money up.
First thing I want to say is the production on this album was so fucking good, it's crazy. For the beats, I mean, sure, a lot of the beats kind of sound the same, but they also sound completely different at the same time, and I honestly couldn't imagine this album sounding any other way. And for how Trippie flows over the beats and how like the features flow over the beats, wow, it is so fucking amazing. Trippie fits these type of rage beats really well, and I hope that he does more shit like this in the future. Not like a full on album, but like a few songs here or there, like on future albums and stuff like that. Kind of like how Pegasus wasn't meant to be like a Love Letter to You 5 or anything, but it still had a few love songs on there, like something like that. Overall, for production, I will say a solid 9 out of 10.
Yeah, she sucked them Dragon Balls. Bitch, I feel like Sam.
There's not really a lot to say about the lyrics. They were mostly basic trippy lyrics, talking about drugs and girls and shit like that. But I will say, Trippie did make a lot of references on this album, and it was so good. Here's a few examples. Rolling down to one on one, not no Zoe, referencing Zoe 101. I stay stacking with my twin for the win, Zach and Cody. You N-words be hating Mr. Mosby, referencing Sweet Life of Zach and Cody or Sweet Life on Deck, whichever one you want to say. I'm in Hello Rick, where the fuck is Morty, referencing Rick and Morty. And that's only scratching the surface. There are so many more references made throughout this album. Like, literally, he has a whole song called Supercell, and it literally just talks about Dragon Ball Z. That is literally it. And so the references bump up the lyrics quite a bit. I would say for lyrics, I'll give it a 7.5 out of 10.
I just got $1 million bands today. About to go and spin a bag.
Okay, now there's actually a lot I can say about the features. For one, Trippie really got everybody on this album, not even joking. Dude got Ski Mask, Juice World, X, Playboy Cardi, Lil Uzi Vert, Polo G, Sofago, Lil Durk, and Drake all on the same album. Literally all my favorite artists minus Cardi and Lil Durk, really. Sada Baby, Icewear Vezo, I think that's what that says, and Babyface Ray are all on a track, but that song is so bad that I completely discard it when talking about this album, so I'm just gonna act like that doesn't exist for now. I'll talk more about that like later on though. And I can't tell you how long I've been wanting a collab between Trippie and Ski Mask. Literally, like maybe since I first started bumping Trippie back in like late 2018, I've been saying, bro, Trippie and Ski Mask need to have a song together. And it just makes me so happy that it finally happened. So for the features, I'll give it a 9 out of 10.
Shell, shoot a nigga up, cause I ain't worried about shit. Diamonds on my neck and on my...
Okay, now here's the longest section probably in the whole video and where some controversial takes might come out. So, we'll get those out of the way first. If you don't already know, the song Danny Phantom featuring X came out on YouTube back in like 2018, like I think 2018, and it was titled Ghostbusters, and it was featuring Ski Mask and Quavo alongside Trippie Redd and X. And Trippie finally basically put Ghostbusters on this album, but he changed the beat to fit the Rage theme, and he took off Quavo and Ski Mask and changed the name to Danny Phantom. And in my opinion, it is so much fucking better than the original. Yes, they took off Ski Mask verse, which I thought was fucking fire, but the original song sounded so unfinished that it was kind of hard to listen to, at least for me. Um, this version sounds so much more like cleaned up, and it's actually like listenable now. And I'm really glad that it's finally here because it's a really good song, even when it did sound unfinished. Now, Matt Hardy 999, on the other hand, also suffered the same fate that Danny Phantom did. Matt Hardy 999 was originally called just Matt Hardy, and it had a completely different beat plus an extra verse than the official release. For this, I actually don't know if I like the new beat better or the old beat better. I've listened to both of them so many times, but I really don't know. I do wish they would have kept the last part though, like both Juice WRLD's final verse and Trippie's, because that would have made it a lot better in my opinion. But I really don't know what I think about this, or I don't know which one I prefer more, so I'll let you all debate that in the comments.
I just got a million bands today. About to go and spin a bag for them bands. I just got a million bands today. About to go and spin a bag for them bands today. Yeah.
Now, on to the actual good stuff to say about the album. Literally everything else. Not one single complaint about a damn thing. Matter of fact, I want to praise a couple of songs real quick before we move on. First one, Supernatural. I remember hearing the snippet for this song and thinking it was straight ass, but boy oh boy was I proven wrong when it came out. That beat switch midway through the song really fucking saved it, and now it's one of my favorites on the album. And just the hook on the song Supercell, mwah, oh, it's so fucking good. It's literal heaven. And don't even get me started on Ski Mask's verse on Demon Time, or both of them together. Wow. Or Trippie's fucking hook on Rich Motherfucker. But before I bust the fattest nut talking about these songs, let's just give this an 8 out of 10 and move on. Because it would be higher, but Captain Crunch, the last song that has Soda Baby and them on it, bumps it down a notch or two. But 8 out of 10.
I'm a rich motherfucker. Tell that bitch I love her. I'm just trying to cut her.
Okay, now we can finally talk about what I thought overall. If it wasn't already obvious, I am in love with this album, and that's why I wanted to talk about it, even if it's 3 weeks late. And the thing that makes it better was Trippie literally brought his career back to life with this shit. Trippie had a bumpy year when he dropped Pegasus, which was a very mid album, and then dropped Neon Shark, which got a lot of hate because Trippie switched to like a rock style for it, and a lot of people didn't really like that, me included. But the album did grow on me. But even as the biggest Trippie fan I know, I can admit Trippie was really falling off, and it was kind of hard to watch that happen. I literally posted on Instagram a while back that Trip at Night was either gonna put Trippie back into the spotlight or it was gonna send him into a grave that it would have been almost impossible to recover from. And thank God the second option didn't happen. The night this album dropped, I saw Trippie haters becoming Trippie fanboys, and it was fucking beautiful. I was actually so proud of Trippie. He's finally back to being a decently loved artist, and I think he'll stay that way for a while. I have a good feeling about the future of this man's career. So, what is my final score of the album overall? 33.5, 33.5 out of 40. But for the rough year trip he had, I'll bump it up to a 34.5 out of 40. That's going to be a pretty hard score to beat in future reviews, but that's just how good this album was. And with that, we are done with the first full-fledged review on my channel. I plan to start doing a lot more rap-related content in the future. Shit like reviews, top tens list, opinions, plus like other shit. So if you're interested, please consider subscribing and commenting like what you want me to review or what you want me to do or something like that, because I'm open to suggestions. Okay, but now I will talk about where I've been for the last 3 months. For the past 3 months, in case anyone was curious. I was honestly really on the verge of quitting this whole YouTube thing. Videos took quite a while to make, and the channel wasn't really popping off like I was kind of expecting, like my first video on the channel did. Plus, it kind of got boring, and I have school going on right now, so only time I really have a chance to do anything is the weekends. But now, hopefully, I'm back fully. No upload schedule as of yet, but I'll try to be frequent about it, at least decently frequent, like maybe a video a week or something. But anyways, I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I will see you all in the next one.